Okay, thank you. Amy. Okay, it is, according to my computer, 6:45 p.m. on July 21st, 2026, which means I would like to call to order the public hearing for local law. Do we have a number? Is it one? It is local law number 1 of 2026. Local law to require initial submission of all zoning applications to the zoning officer. The Columbia County Planning Board has reviewed this. And so does anyone from the public have comments?
Sure. I guess I'd like to say that the CAC generally thinks this is a really good idea.
Okay, great.
We have only one concern about it, which is whether it does increase Lee Heim's job, but and I see that you addressed that. But I think you're addressing it it's a little short because everybody has believed to this point that to get a site plan renewal, you go straight to the planning board and not to Lee Heim. So he's gonna get those full. So it's not quite as neat as the legal argument set out in your paper. But I hope you've considered that, and that if you decide to go through this, that you monitor to make sure that we over time. I say this because as a CAC doing this for for 15 years, and there've been times when we thought that and I think the planning board and others have thought that it was too big a job. There's even been a talk or even action on a deputy. So just I'm hoping the board will take that into consideration.
Okay.
In whatever decision is made here. And it's further actions, the board has explicitly made the oversight body for the zoning officer's job.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we'd ask for, just to make sure that this is not adding too much.
Right. We did increase his hours. He gave up the village of Philmont, was that 2 years ago? 1 year ago? A year ago. So he realized that having 3 municipalities was too much. We share a shared arrangement with Canaan, and so he let us know that. And the board did decide and agree to increase his hours for Hillsdale centric projects. The way I understand it is that per New York state law, the initial determination must come from the zoning officer, and which our law says, but then there's this strange loophole that
refutes it.
Yeah.
It is, and under statutory construction rules, the more specific governs over the more general. So people have been believing that they should go straight to planning.
Yeah, right. And this protects the applicant also, because once, the way I understand it, once you get a determination from either planning or zoning, that's final. So if Mr. Heim is denied his initial review, they have no recourse. The recourse to Lee Heim's review is the planning and zoning. So, but if they go straight to planning and zoning first, that's the end of the line. So it's really important that Lee can give input, make a decision, and then the planning and zoning board can say, well, that's.
Oh yeah, we have no problem with the general structure of the thing.
Right, yeah.
Just its effects.
Yeah, no, agreed. And Lee is totally on board with this. Some of the I think short-term rentals were going straight to zoning, and that's that's not a huge lift for him to do an initial review, and then all of them go to the zoning anyway, because they're automatically require that. I would like to thank Jim Zaroli behind us for he's the planning board secretary. really is concentrating on procedure and making sure our procedure is, correct. And so he met with Lee Heim. I was in on the meeting, at least for the first part, and this came up. And I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, Gretchen. iPhone 7. It's an old iPhone.
Oh, they'll make it as 7 people with
Maybe
their
they-
phone.
Yeah, maybe it's maybe this
They
person
have
has
to
7
put
iPhones.
their name down.
We don't. No tornado, so that's good. Did everyone get a tornado warning? Well, it was till 9 o'clock tonight, but I think we crossed the.
We'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, if it turns yellow, let us know.
Westchester, they were told to shelter in place. My son was told to stay on a high floor in his building, not to go to his car, not to go to the lobby. High floor.
Because of flooding?
Because of flooding.
Yeah.
Did you see the Soho, what Soho looked like?
Well, the report here around 4:30 or something.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's flooding somewhere around here too from all that.
yeah. Oof.
Oh,
No trees down though. That you heard of.
I don't know, may I ask
Sure.
a question about this?
Sure.
Aligned with what David had said, I think that now Leheim, he will be actually writing a letter, an approval or denial letter, right? At that.
Yeah, which,
Like, it's not like, he does have an extra step. And when he puts something in writing, in a formal letter, I mean, he really does have to make a very thorough review. And
right.
so
I
I don't
don't,
know the volume, like, I'm not familiar enough with the applications to know like the
I
volume.
don't think the volume is that, but when talking with Jim and like trying to standardize what exactly is in a package for the planning board. And this item came up, a referral letter from the zoning officer, and this is how this all kind of started. So I don't know the volume either, but I don't think it's
Not that much.
not that much,
Not
but
that far.
not that much from us.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, there's also there's some ambiguity in the language adjacent to this. I don't think maybe it's not worth talking about, but it's, I think that the planning board has to be careful because they're not really supposed to give advice before a full application is reviewed. That's, so there's like usually a there's like a pre-review that they can do, but it's based just on what do you say, it's based only on process and not on review of the actual site plan.
okay. Okay,
Because I think that's sometimes mixed into the pre-review process, which is not supposed to be, they're not supposed to give their personal opinions in that first part.
Except that we have had in the past, when I was doing it, there were people that came to the planning board to ask about a project that they had. It was obviously before this law, to ask about a project they had and where do they need to go and what do they need to do, so.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, that's the distinction between
but they
process.
say,
They're not gonna, they should not, I shouldn't say they can't, but they shouldn't say, well, I don't like this project, I think it's inappropriate
no,
for
right.
that.
No,
Or maybe you can make it a little
Yeah.
smaller or not cut down
Yeah.
these trees,
Yeah, exactly.
they're not supposed to
Yeah,
make
well,
that.
yeah, because it's much more general than that.
But I think that has happened in the past, or I have witnessed it in not
Okay. Jim, that's
in
enough.
the past, so hopefully it
Yeah.
doesn't happen moving forward.
Okay,
Well, the only one who would do that would be me, I think.
Yeah,
And I probably would never do that.
yeah,
okay.
But some in the pre-application review, the planning, it is a public meeting and the planning board does sit and review, but they're not supposed to. they're not supposed to have bias towards an application before the full application is reviewed.
But can they point out where it's not complying with zoning and other things, or? Well, that's what the planning board does.
Yeah,
So this,
That's not.
yeah, that, I mean, that's during a normal review period, but the pre-review is for like, they're not supposed to give
General
advice,
guidance.
they're not supposed to give advice.
no, but if they, so advice, they can't even point out this is a violation of our zoning code, they'll leave it.
No,
Not in the
That's
initial
during,
stage.
that's during, like,
So it almost seems,
I
what is
think
the point of that initial meeting? It almost seems like
it's to understand process, how, like, what, how many copies, what needs to
Yeah.
be
Right,
submitted.
you're
but they
missing the
shouldn't be
referral
reviewing-
letter.
They shouldn't really be reviewing the site plan, because it might give, the idea behind it is it might give, you know, one applicant's advantage over another applicant, and it's,
Yeah,
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 so yeah, you firm up that package first and then the work should be beginning. Yeah, I'm starting
just
to-
like planning boards often make the mistake of like, reviewing a site plan before it's stamped or before it's finalized, and like really I mean, they're not, they shouldn't have a public hearing, they shouldn't.
site really,
They shouldn't have a public hearing until they have a final stamped site plan,
so they
absolutely.
don't stamp it until they've had the hearing until they've just.
No, it should be stamped before that.
No, they stamp
Absolutely.
it, they stamp it.
stamped by its engineers or who's?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. It should, always.
But the planning board doesn't stamp it until after it's.
Oh, you're
No,
talking
no,
about two different stamps.
That's why.
Yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
Engineer,
Hence the confusion.
Survey.
yeah.
To be signed.
Yeah, I mean, the engineer can always
But the planning
provide
board
and be
doesn't
said,
stamp it
yeah.
until it's finalized.
Oh my God, I was on my way to a library benefit and
And
my,
they got it too.
I started to swell and it just, this allergy season was
And 13
insane.
shots from
Oh, nice. You're getting burned?
maybe, if this doesn't work.
It worked for Joanna, she seems
It's a
to,
whole different thing,
uh,
not the same disease. Mine is degenerative, bone degeneration.
Don't get old.
It sucks.
Sucks. Oh, that sucks. Tired.
Go on, your air circulated. It's just insane.
Or on something. Can't open it, it's only with that, that's real.
And the air conditioning.
Yeah, it's on that.
Well, something there.
Now, just keep one here.
Okay.
2-minute warning. Excuse me. Going to Hawaii,
September,
nice. Big Island or Oahu or,
we're going to see, we're gonna go to Kauai for 3 days.
Nice.
And then we're gonna go to, cause Jacob's and he's gonna meet us there for 3 days. And then maybe with his girlfriend, and then we're gonna go to Honolulu. The rest of the time,
nice.
and or
It's the longest minute.
it's a good look air base. 2 pocket slots.
Yeah. It's 7 o'clock. Hereby call this meeting to order. Please stand, pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Thank you all for attending. First, item is the, public comment. Would anyone from the, public, like to speak?
Amy would like to speak.
Okay, go ahead, Amy, sorry.
Hi, no, thanks. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to follow up on my letter of June 30th, because I don't know whether the town board was planning to respond to it. But I would like to have a retraction or a clarification that the town of Hillsdale could state that they do not consider it harassment when a taxpayer speaks up on a public town issue. I think that's important. I think if this board is sort of wondering why these meetings are so thinly attended, you might want to just consider that. And I would like that formally retracted because it is not harassment to exercise one's rights to speak. The second thing is also in the letter was I didn't get clarification and would love, and maybe Richard will address this, of why Texas Hill Road had an application of black asphalt within 10 months of the chip sealing. We were told we weren't going to have black asphalt put on our road, and we were told that chip sealing will last a certain amount of time, that we didn't think that we were expecting to see black asphalt on Texas Hill Road. And I know that last month we didn't have a highway superintendent report. I didn't see it corrected either. And I didn't see anything in this month's report, written report at least, that addressed that. So I would appreciate just an update on exactly why that was done and why it needed to be done so soon. And if there was another way that maybe was cheaper or better, rather than something that's really just going to be uncomfortable for everybody who enjoys that road to have black asphalt there. And the last thing I just wanted to raise, I didn't know whether the town planned to address the Copake old high school project. I know there's a public hearing in Copake on this Thursday at 7 p.m. And I just feel like that project is going to impact the town of Hillsdale actually more than it will impact the town of Copake. So I just would love if someone could address that. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Important. Okay.
Before you move on.
Sure.
Can we, because I think the correspondence here with the town board, I mean, it's put a legal letter, sorry, let me start over. Legal letters addressed to the town board,
right,
put in this correspondence section.
Okay.
But we, as town board members, don't receive any communication from the attorney, or there's no update to town board members, but
right,
these legal responses outside of FOIL, I think, are under the town board's purview.
Okay.
So
That's why I said.
like just placing it in correspondence, we don't, we're not reviewing this with
But it's the issue is on the agenda tonight.
Oh, it is,
Yeah.
because it wasn't yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was. It was. It's been for several days. So anyway, it's there. So no, I would just like to say that we absolutely reaffirm the basic the right of democracy to speak openly with your public officials. I'm sorry, Richard can address the issue that's completely in his purview. And as far as the Copake issue, I have looked at the plans. I know it's very early. We can bring that up under other business if a town board member would like. Okay. Hearing no other public comments, we are going to move on to approval of the June 16th minutes. Can I get a motion, please?
Mike,
Sure.
I just don't see it.
For the Maple Street, to discontinue any further consideration of closing off Maple Street, which is what
Number
the
15.
number 15.
Yeah, but this isn't updated on the public agenda. Linked,
It should be,
It should be.
it's
or maybe I'm missing it.
number 15.
Maybe I'm missing it.
It-
Oh, I see. So resolution, so it's
Yeah.
not, but it's not, the letter is not linked there.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, because it's
Okay,
part of the
fine.
correspondence, yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
To connect it to.
No problem. Did I get a motion there? I forgot. No, sorry. Nico, Irwin, any discussion on the June 16th minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so these, I think ordinarily they're emailed to us within a certain time after a meeting. There's like a timeline after your meeting, 2 weeks. But I just found,
I just post them,
right,
because I know you're having problems with emails, so.
yeah,
and
but I just
decided
saw
to
that
post them.
it added to the agenda yesterday, I think,
What, the minutes?
the
It
minutes.
it was a couple of days ago, but Rabina posted on the website, but if you could, when you do post it, forward it to the rest of the board.
Because it doesn't give me, or anyone else enough time to,
Well, they're up there 2 weeks after the meeting.
Okay.
Always,
But if you could,
always.
yeah, but we had established a process where you would send them to the board, so
We
we get
didn't, but
notification.
that's what I
Yeah.
used to do.
okay, so if you could please continue that, we would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, so I actually do have some corrections here,
Okay.
unless this was updated again. Yeah, I mean. Here's a good example, so the first minutes that were updated yesterday are different than these minutes. So these minutes have been revised from the minutes I reviewed yesterday, I screenshotted them.
I
So-
printed these out and I gave these to Emily
Which are in the book.
2 weeks ago.
I
They're in
mean,
the book.
what's exactly different? Because I did
Yeah,
not
so
change
like
the-
there was a section, I mean, there were 2 sections that said like,
These haven't
Yeah.
been changed. they're probably date stamped somewhere.
Yeah, no, this is.
yeah, but I think like. It's really important because maybe not everyone reviews them, but we receive
So what do you- what's the
the
difference?
minutes, we review them in email. That same version gets updated to the agenda so that we know.
Which is,
Or if there are alterations, right, we would need to know that to be able to review it again.
but there
There's
have
no
been no
alterations.
alterations
What are
from the
the
original. I downloaded this from the website and
Yeah.
posted it.
This
Um,
section under the comprehensive plan, Dave. So anyway, I can send it to you because I have the 2 versions, just,
Okay,
Please do,
I,
because I'd be very interested in finding it, because I only wrote these out once
yeah,
and printed
and
them.
it's a PDF.
For to read a book, I've been in the book for 2 weeks.
So anyway,
yeah.
any further discussion on, the minutes? Sorry, I'm just
Same
looking
thing,
for
but
it.
there are 2 areas.
Do you have any?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to reference them and email to you. I think that we should review these minutes at the next meeting because the town board didn't have ample time to review the minutes.
I reviewed them yesterday, something changed in yesterday.
No.
Yeah, yes,
Well, please tell me what it is.
yeah, so
Guys,
I copied the document. I'm not gonna review the document because it's not part of the public record.
Is it
but
something
I will
Okay.
email it to you as always.
okay, all right, but all in favor of approving? Okay, any nays? Abstention, okay, thanks. All right, yeah, in Microsoft Word, they were posted 5 days ago. And there's been no modifications, so I'm not sure what's going on, but
They'll post it on the website.
okay, moving on. The supervisor report, county report, went to the Public Works meeting, as you know, probably know, County Route 21 is the county road. They have been fixing the drainage on both sides of the road is not being widened, but the drainage is being fixed. I know
That's the
that-
Harlemville.
Harlemville, yes.
That's what they're complaining.
We asked them to confirm that, that was confirmed. There's also a concern registered by a resident about water being drained from a stream. The county engineer, Ray Drukowski, checked with Dylan Chipkowski, who is the head of, I'm gonna blank on the name of the organization, the Columbia County Environmental, I'm sorry, I don't know the name, but he's the expert. The contractor was getting water, I guess probably for concrete. It fell well below the legal limit set by New York State of what can be drained from a creek. So there was no issue there, and the spigot did have protection for any sea life that would not go into his draining. So
It's not this water.
and this is yeah, farmers do this, and yes, so the determined that it's complete within the rights of the contractor.
This was a county issue or town?
County.
Oh, county.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so just wanted to keep, but it did happen in Hillsdale, so wanted you all to know. June financials, we are now officially halfway through the year, which means, Rabina and I did a scrubbing of what's over 50%, and we can discuss them in the budget amendments that are attached. Let me bring this up, sorry. Okay, so motion to approve the budget amendments for July. Erwin and Bart the second. Discussion, I alerted the board, I had a computer malfunction, which is,
Motherboard.
yeah, motherboard. The town board contractual is below 50%. So what we did is we reviewed every line that was above 50%. Some of them were legitimately above 50% because they're one-time fees, and that's what it is. Buildings contractual. Okay, so we are seeing some increased utility usage. We were barely over, we were over 4% for half of the year, but the thing that we did not count on that proposing using the contingency fund for is the mice problem in both this building and the highway department, which Meerkat has been in and done an initial treatment. But it's pretty bad. And then supervisor contractual, I'm proposing that I attend the New York Association of Towns Legislative Seminar in September. This is a new thing for the AOT. Again, unanticipated in our yearly budget. And so those are the budget amendments. Any comments, concerns? Hey, hearing none. Yeah.
So there was the computer because
Yeah.
I asked a question about
Yeah.
our vouchers. So there was the $1,700 computer.
Mhm.
Then we made a budget amendment at the last meeting for computer repair now,
Yeah,
or the meeting before.
that computer was always part,
That
we
was
budgeted that in October
$800
2020.
or something for,
That's for this, that's for the.
Yeah, no, there's been,
oh,
yeah, no,
okay.
yeah, there's just this.
No,
one.
so this is for.
This is for this. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I never had a Mac. Any problem.
Never.
Plug it into Amtrak.
I think it might be Amtrak, because I,
For Wi-Fi?
no, they're electric, I think surges. But that's a working theory, based in nothing. Okay, all in favor?
Actually have a sign.
Oh, really? Okay, that was unanimous. If you could pass that around for signature. Okay, next on the agenda is, okay, resolution to pass, this will be resolution number 73, I believe, to pass local law 1, a local law to require initial submission of all zoning applications to the zoning officer. Can I get a motion, please? Nico, and a second. Can I get a second? You second, perfect. Discussion, please. Nico, you can go first.
Yeah, I pulled permits and definitely actually recently, I remember talking with Jim when he first started out. Confused about who to go to, and Lee is always the best place to start, so. It's just good.
I agree. Okay. Damien, your part? Okay. Thank you. Great. This, I think this does close up the loophole. I think it's, exciting that we now, can take a breath and really, look at some of the things that have just been, there and not, looked at with some fresh eyes.
It'll
So,
help with a lot of stuff that's.
Yeah.
about to happen.
yeah, exactly. And Jim, thank you for being those fresh eyes. So all in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Town clerk report, Ravina, please.
Okay, as Mike said, we're struggling our way through the new. New website. It's much better than the old one, but the dashboard where we make the changes is a little bit more confusing. And some of the things we were used to doing, we can't do anymore, and we're not sure why. So we have, in the last couple of weeks, we've been speaking to them and changing stuff. We have a new. All right, so then changing subjects, the dog licensing now has to include voluntary contributions to a local dog shelter. Which we have to keep, and there's all kinds of background stuff we have to do. So the next meeting I'll bring it up again, because we have to pass a resolution
Oh, okay.
to change the.
Is it a separate account or you forward the money on or you don't know yet?
There's two versions of it. You can forward the money on, or you keep it in a separate account and do it as one lump sum, or it's very confusing. They really haven't worked out the details.
And is this a county initiative or state?
State.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, as I said, I'll bring all the paperwork for the next one. What else have we been doing? No, really just trying to nail down the website and get it updated and get all the links working again.
The links, I think I got all done.
Yeah.
I think I got done.
So we'll get there.
Okay.
Any births, any deaths, any marriages? We still carry that.
Divorces. Divorces.
No,
I
No,
haven't done any.
no,
Okay.
lots of people want to get copies of marriage or birth certificates to prepare for different visas and passports for different countries.
Thanks, Pat.
So, yes.
Okay.
So, Ravina, I just looked this up quickly. It's just like, again, like this is a reference, the New York State Tug Hill Commission. New York State, it says New York State municipalities generally cannot receive donations on behalf of other private, if there's
There's a new law.
nonprofit
There's a new law.
organization.
It's a new law, we learned
Because-
about it at our meeting, at our
Yeah.
conference.
And then I got confirmation last week.
With what law?
It's a
Which
new law. I didn't bring it up.
state law?
It's a state law.
This is what you went to in all.
Correct, this is what we spent 4 days
Yeah,
on.
but it'll be back on the agenda.
We'll put it back on the agenda in August.
So just,
there's a
super
whole,
morning.
there's a whole thick thing of where it goes and what you do and everything else,
Okay.
but
Great.
the idea is that, the town board picks.
You pick
Probably
whatever-
Columbia County, whatever it is.
Right, or we
now.
can do the shelter or the Everlasting Hope, which is here in Hillsdale, based in Hillsdale.
Right,
Okay.
Right.
so you
Right.
pick your charity and then
Right.
people can donate to it. As I
Okay.
said, the collection of fees is with the dog license, then you have then we have to separate it
Right.
and keep it.
Right. Okay. All right. We look forward to hearing more. All right, Highway Superintendent's report, Superintendent Briggs.
You received my written report. as
Yes.
Always, correct?
Yes.
We did, yes.
I would like to take and move this over, after I'm done with mine.
Mhm.
I would ask Gretchen if she's been. I'm
Sure.
only giving her information, she's doing all the legwork.
Got it.
The grants and whatnot, so I don't know to speak on that.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna try to. First of all, I'm gonna try to stay calm. Second of all, I'm gonna try to go through this as quickly as possible, because we spent the last year and a half on this.
Okay.
This situation, but I'm gonna go through Miss Davison's, letter.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say it right out front. When I say they refers to Amy Davison, Miles Palmenbaum, and Jamie Correll of North Shore. When I refer to that's what it refers to. I have brought paperwork to every meeting about the chips, chip sealing, everything. We did extensive meetings like Rubino about projected costs, about chip sealing, the benefits, everything, went to the public. This gentleman right here just said, my 15 years experience should, you know, right? So my 40 years of experience, sorry, 39 years of experience should mean something. When I brought up harassment at the last board meeting, harassment, in my opinion, I guess, because you can look it up and it's different opinions. This group, this Taconic Creek group has brought up about riprap, which riprap, if they're familiar, especially being CAC people, riprap is this big. Gaping is this big, 2 to 4 stone is this big. So nowhere on Texas Hill Road have we put riprap. Okay. The stones that we have put in, and what I brought up about harassment was something that we got a easement for from a property owner 3 years ago. They gave us permission to put that in on the property. We did that. Because a resident doesn't like that, there's nothing I can do. I have met with Miss Davison over and over and over again, 3 years ago, explained this to her, the process of it. Mr. Fonnenbaum bought the house with that easement. There's nothing I can do about it. When I say harassment, I have explained this. I have been at every meeting. I have not missed a meeting since this started, and I have brought this up over and over. I have answered these questions. And yes, I refuse to apologize for stating that they are harassing me. Because there's even a letter here from the CAC. I brought forward different studies to try to explain the benefits of chip sealing roads. I got a letter back from the CAC, which this is the first time it's being discussed in public. It's astounding that the CAC would say, you know, that they agree with the people that are against chip sealing. Not again, they're not for the benefits of the road. And the first one, so that's one of the things is removing excess gravel from Texas Hill Road. Now, I brought this to you guys and to the public that the dirt roads are constantly, all the loose gravel's washing into the stream. So we're gonna make it better for chip sealing. Now we have stone from the chip seal that's in a couple ditches, and Miss Davison brings it to me saying that we need to remove it. You know, it's DEC and this and that and the other thing. So I can go on and on and on and on. I guess it's my opinion against her opinion because she thinks that I should do something and I think she should do something. She's allowed to have her opinion, I'm allowed to have my opinion. So bottom line, I'm not apologizing. I don't think that my statement about harassment is wrong. About this whole group bringing stuff to us over and over again, us giving answers at every meeting, in between every meeting. And then at the following meeting, the same things come up over and over again. What am I supposed to say? You know what? The majority of the people of this town, by probably 90%, by 95%, approve of what I'm doing. And they have done that for the last 22 years, 23 years, whatever I've been the highway superintendent. I've been chip sealing at least a mile of road since 2007, 8, something like that. And I've been reelected for those reasons. So I am going to continue to chip seal roads for the benefit of the taxpayers of Hillsdale.
Thank you.
Could I just respond to something that Rich said?
Briefly, yes.
Just that it'll be brief.
Sure.
Just that the CAC has never taken a position for or against chip seal in any anything we've written or anything we've said as a body.
I will forward it to the town board if you guys didn't see it, it was forwarded last year. So we can rehash this out.
Okay. On to grants. We have a grant deadline coming up, and I want to thank Gretchen and the CAC for alerting us to these possible grants for not only culverts, but the salt shed. So it's a quick turnaround. Could you speak to what the specific grants are that we are proposing to see?
Well, the main one that we're going after, the deadline is 31st of July, is the W-QUIP grant. We would go after it for the salt shed.
Alright.
And for two or more replacing two or more culverts that have been identified as priorities for replacement by the Trout Unlimited study that was done several years ago.
Okay, so these are both W-QUIP grants. Okay, so I did not put a resolution here because it was all just coming together rather quickly and I didn't have my brain around it, but we should pass a resolution tonight for the town to apply for a QUIP grant for both projects, the salt shed
And the culverts.
and multiple culverts. Those can be TBD. I know Richard has a priority list. These are a 25% match. So, but it needs to be spent by 2031, correct?
Yeah.
So, what is the, and I'm sorry, we're working through this, but anyway, what is the current estimate for the salt shed or best? Richard,
The
you,
most recent was 650,000.
And that
Yeah.
was 3 or 4 years ago.
yeah, I would,
We're heading million,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
I would absolutely, just things have gone through the roof. And then the culverts, you have more solid numbers, which I believe were,
The Mitchell Street north one, I'm sorry, no, south. Last year we got the proposals for 120,000.
okay. We're proposing to do up to 4 culverts.
Yeah, the other ones are all from 2018, those estimates, and you have that, I didn't bring that paper. She did across the, you know,
Okay,
Inflation.
so,
Trout Unlimited. That
um,
was Trout
yes.
Unlimited.
so, 1 million, that the match would be $250,000.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I'm afraid that the salt shed, the limit of the grant for the salt shed project would be only 600,000.
Ah, okay, so we could potentially be on the line for.
yeah, but there's no reason we couldn't do
Yeah,
another
that-
grant for
yeah.
that, correct?
Other source.
Yes.
Other source.
Okay, I just want to be aware, it can't be state money, as you said, but I just want to get all the cards on the table here, so. Okay, so 400 over a 5-year period, we have 150 in reserve. So that would take it down to 250 needed over a 5-year period, which would be $50,000 a year if we were to plan it out. And the culverts, I'm sorry, you said 170 was the number, or
120.
From Mitchell.
The first culvert pipe on Mitchell Street is 120.
okay, so if we're doing 4, if we
The
would,
other ones, they vary and.
yeah. Yeah,
Around.
so if we're say we're just gonna get 500,500, 125
We do
times
the
4.
work on the 3 culvert pipes, we can't do the one on the Mitchell Street.
Okay,
South.
so 500,000 would be the top. Basically, because you doing the own work would obviously lower the cost, but so help me out here. So it would be a match of 125,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And we have $120,000 we put in the budget this year.
yes, 170, I think.
No,
It's
no, because
120.
50 is my, you know, my.
Oh, sorry.
You know,
okay.
but the 120 is the.
Already
it's the
budgeted.
Budget for the Mitchell Street south,
Got it.
but we're hoping that, so
Okay.
that would, I would assume would go into a, An account.
So, the possible exposure or a commitment to the town would be $375,000 over a 5-year period. Is everyone on the board comfortable with that?
What is the match percentage?
25%.
25.
Yeah. Which, to get these culverts fixed and to get a salt shed is not, certainly a wise investment in my mind.
So do you want to do two resolutions?
Yeah, so, well, let's discuss it one step further. Because I'm worried about logistics between the clerk's office and Gretchen. Show you two, I mean, you
I
have
found
both.
the file on salt sheds, which has a lot more information than the one I had, so it's, if we can get it. I found another file that had a lot more stuff about the salt shed and what was done before on the application. That went through step by step, and then I also had the last one from CPL where they did it, and I also have the drawings for Austerlitz. So we don't have drawings for here.
We don't,
No, but we can use the Austerlitz.
Yeah, we were
ones.
gonna copy the Austerlitz
We're gonna just copy them.
anyway.
that's great.
So, but if you and I can get together, I'm out tomorrow, but if we can get together after then.
Yes,
So who has access to the CFA application?
reviews.
So that's what I want to make sure,
Rubino, so you are not the applicant.
of the town,
The town is.
Okay.
yeah. So they would need to work in conjunction.
Yeah, because that application, is really
I
difficult
looked at it.
technically
Yeah.
and also, yeah,
Yeah,
it's really hard for the person who is not writing the grant to file that grant application
Well,
because.
I've done grants like that before.
yeah,
so-
but I wanted, it's 10
I mean,
days.
yeah,
I think if you're up to the task,
Give it a shot, yeah.
I think it's worth a shot.
We have CPL's version for the last 2 times they tried. So the last one, they made a mistake on one of the documents, but everything else seemed to be okay.
Yeah.
So I think we can go with that version, but let's look at it and just go through it
Okay,
yeah.
step
So-
by step, because it's really all there, except it probably needs some more of your input than anyone else's. Yeah,
I have always been supportive of these grants, as you know, and I was the one to pick up this grant and do the initial research before it was handed off to the highway department. But just so everyone understands the process, I mean, usually the board reviews an RFP so that we understand like what the grant is. And then also on top of it, this is an extraordinary grant because we have quite a lot of financial exposure because of the match and because, I mean, I think the cost estimates for the culverts are maybe not so accurate. We don't know the accuracy of those estimates, right? So,
But I'm sort of hoping that Richard can say, yes. The old estimates plus inflation look reasonable, or we should up it
Yeah,
another.
you sent all that paperwork to me, I agreed
Yeah.
to.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks
Yeah.
So-
good.
yeah, I
Yeah.
do know this is quick, yeah.
yeah, it's just like the board is looking at this for the first time and we have like $250 or more of
Yeah,
exposure.
agreed.
we've always known that though.
Yeah. No, but
We've always
No.
support, I mean,
Yeah,
again,
no.
like I totally support these grants, but I think
yeah,
we could have at least had these numbers in front of us before 10 days before the application.
agreed, but here we are, and I do thank Gretchen for alerting us
Yeah,
at all, I do, and yeah, this is why we're discussing it
Yeah.
in public.
And
We
also,
looked at
like,
this, Eric, I brought up at every board meeting that
Yeah.
we're working on it, and we just got the deadline.
Mm,
So as
No.
soon as that happened, as soon as we got the report of the deadlines, Gretchen and I started talking from Tracy. And we're
Yeah.
doing the best we can
But-
at this moment.
Yeah,
but these deadlines, well,
Well, if you knew
That
that,
piece-
why didn't you bring it forward?
these deadlines, I wasn't working on the
Well,
grant, so
But
these
but
deadlines
you
are the
work for
same.
Town, right?
Yeah.
You work
These
Then
are
I'm
the
saying-
same every year.
so,
They're always
That's fine.
July 31st.
we know they're due on July 31st, so let's get moving on.
right, I mean, we went through the same thing with the comprehensive plan, and we thought it was worth the risk.
Yeah, I just think that it is really important that we have written estimates of the costs of these projects and that we are approving a specific match that is what our resolutions should say when
Okay.
we are approving these type of
Where
grants.
do we get?
We shouldn't just say, oh yeah, we approved the grant and like whatever match.
Oh, no, we
I know.
just had an estimated match,
Dollars is the most you can go for the salt shed, so we know.
right, and we're estimating it's $1 million, so
And the last two
we're going to commit possibly to $400,000.
And the last two applications for grants were
So,
650.
Let me just make, the first motion is to, for the town of Hillsdale to apply for the, W-Quip grant for a, salt shed. With a 25% match with a
Yeah.
600,000 maximum for a salt shed at the approximate cost of $1 million.
So the ask is for 600,000.
Yeah,
Maximum.
yeah,
Right, right.
so that's the, can I get a second?
Right.
For first, Irwin and Bart, sorry. Okay, I know we've discussed this a lot, but any further discussion?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I still think the board should actually see the RFP to understand what we're approving.
What RFP?
The RFP, every grant has an RFP, a request for proposal. It's an outline of what the grant is, what our obligations are under the grant program. I know on the CFA application, they have a PDF on every single. We should really it is part of our due diligence to review an RFP.
okay.
Again, I 100% support these grants.
Right.
It's 100%
Well, we
support.
will be reviewing it, but considering the tight time frame, we are not gonna most likely be able to meet and approve this. I mean, Gretchen will certainly, and Rabina will certainly circulate this. You know, it's,
I think the RFPs should be circulated to the board as a
Absolutely.
contingency of approval.
okay, so,
Yeah, And
okay,
the board should have, the board members should of course have the ability to comment, and if those comments. If you as supervisor
Mhm.
see that those comments might, impact this application, of course, that should be considered in email.
okay, so, contingent upon board review. I'd like to add that to the resolution and the application. I don't know how quick a turnaround we're talking and how long we will actually have to review.
I'm not asking to review the application, just
I think the
the
RFP.
P, just the RFP, it's the
Okay.
first document in the beginning.
Okay, all right,
I'm a little confused, so we're voting on a resolution that
Contingent.
contingent on, and how does, we don't have to vote then afterwards, we're just,
um,
we're all individually saying, I'm okay with this to go ahead as an application?
yes, if there's we're not gonna be able to meet again.
Right.
So,
Don't
but,
miss these grants, that's the whole
Right.
year we'd have to wait.
so,
No, I'm saying that I will vote, I will
Right.
vote to approve this grant.
Right.
If we make sure that the RFPs are sent to the board.
Okay,
So
right.
that's the
right.
contingency line.
great, okay, that's absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I can send it to everyone, I
Yeah.
can send it to
Oh,
you.
the actual one, I'm sorry, okay, I forwarded that today.
I didn't
As
see
the
it.
context,
The thing with the CFA applications is that usually RFPs, you can actually just Google search and find them, the current
Okay.
RFPs out for state grants, but in the CFA application, you can't. You have to
okay,
usually you can't, you have to see the.
In
okay,
this case, I can't see the actual application that's.
Right.
Okay,
Rabina
but I can
but
show it
but
to you,
the
yeah.
RFP, the RFA in this case.
okay,
okay.
Yeah.
could you
It's just a PDF.
just
It's an R-
re-forward whatever they need to see, please, or just send it to all. Yeah, so
What
this
did
is,
you call it, Gretchen, an RFA?
RFA, request for application.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's different to an RFP.
okay,
But it's
So is
used
that,
anonymously.
is this like a generic document,
Well,
or
it
does
means
it have the
different things.
actual estimated cost of our projects that we're considering? Sorry, but.
It has. Doesn't, no, this is just the request for. It has instructions. And it has limits.
Yeah.
And grants
Okay.
and.
right,
So
the basic,
on
yeah.
So it's like the rules and
The rules
guidance.
are regs, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, we should see that, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
That's an RFP.
we'll get that to you tomorrow.
Or-
Or imminently, okay, great, Thank you. All in favor? It's unanimous. Okay, resolution for the town of Hillsdale to apply for a W-QUIP grant for up to 4 culverts. With the approximate price of 500,000 with a match of 125,000 upon review of the RFP.
Or A,
Okay.
it's different for different applications.
Okay, all
It
right.
doesn't matter.
Can I get a motion, please?
Owen?
Erwin, can I get a second? Nico, any further discussion? Okay, all in favor? Okay, thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Gretchen. Thank you, Rubina. I know this is gonna be somewhat of a lift, but thank you for taking it
Before
on.
we go on, I
Yeah.
forgot to, I just wanted to, acknowledge, Amy's question about the blacktop. There was a letter read from, or a statement read from, Niles Falmenbaum, and I believe it was March,
Yeah.
saying that excuse me?
March.
About the, issues of part of the chip seal breaking apart. And I did, at that meeting, stated that Gorman was gonna cover the cost of repairing that stuff that broke apart. The blacktop, so we proceeded to the blacktop is the way we fix where it's broke apart. Gorman next month, when they come back and chip seal, or chip sealing over top of that blacktop,
So it'll look the same.
yes,
Okay,
so.
okay, thank you. Thank you. Moving on to the next resolution, a resolution in support of the New York Association Town Bill of Rights. This is, can I get a motion, please? Erwin, can I get a second? Nico. Discussion. This was put forth by the NIOT as kind of a solidarity in numbers aspect and trying to get as many towns to support these measures. It has several different items in it, home rule. Okay, the one I'm most passionate about is the modernized transparency, accessibility, and engagement. Particularly the law of posting in the paper of record. Sometimes the paper of record only publishes once or twice a week, and the lead time to actually get into that is problematic at best.
Yep.
We live in a different era now, and if I do go up to Albany, I certainly will be talking about that. Any other?
Yeah, I
Sure.
just wonder like, why? What is this, what will this be used for?
This will be used
So
for the,
some kind of lobbying?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
The Association of Towns is a private organization. I believe so. It's just endorsed. I think it's a private organization that is like heavily endorsed
Uh-huh.
by.
Well, it's like a trade association for towns. It's a nonprofit. Membership organization.
So,
Yeah, I just.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I don't, I,
you can vote against it.
yeah, I just think it's a little silly for, I think this is a little silly.
After going to the conference with, and why it made a lot of sense because. You have towns in New York State, some could be massive and some could be small. And the reason why this exists is because. There might be a mandate from the state that a small town just can't accomplish, and so they're those little towns.
Right.
And that's basically what's going.
That's exactly it. I mean, I can only post in the newspaper, if I get an ad ready the week before, say by Wednesday or Thursday, I can only get it in the newspaper the following Tuesday or maybe Wednesday. So it's a whole week there of
Right.
nothing, that throws all the
Okay.
deadlines out the window.
But it is really, like, it does take a very political position. It says the first line is protection and defense of municipal home rule, which is something like debatable and not everyone agrees with
Well,
that.
it's in the state constitution though. The
Yeah.
home rule is.
Yeah, but anyway,
Anyway,
that's why I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not-
duly noted. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Okay, thank you. Next up is, to designate, Supervisor Dvorak to attend the annual legislative priority session of the Association of Towns of the State of New York to be held September 23 to pass the vote for the, for Hillsdale, sorry about that, pursuant to, Article 3 of the Constitution and bylaws and said association. This is a, resolution prepared by Anna to appoint myself and then Bart as an alternate. Can I get a motion, please? Nico, can I get a second? Okay, Feld, sorry. Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Okay, Feld,
Yes.
unanimous, thank you. Is Jeannie here tonight?
No, I'm.
Okay.
doing-
All right, okay.
She's recovering.
Oh,
I'm doing the.
all right, okay, I skipped one.
Yeah.
Resolution to approve the letter of support for the Village of Philmont's application to the New York State 2026 Consolidated Funding Application. Gretchen, would you like to speak on this before we vote? Okay, can I get a motion, please? Nico, can I get a second?
Sure.
Bell,
Yeah, this is, David and I represent Hillsdale on the Agawam Creek Watershed Advisory Committee. As well, we're putting together a watershed plan for the Agawam Creek. The watershed covers maybe a fifth of the town in the western, along the western. Over the last, couple of years, we've been working with a consultant, who has put together a very substantial, plan for the watershed, and the purpose is to improve the water quality of the creek, and the habitat quality of the creek, to figure out what, where the problems are and how, things can be improved. The plan is about 70% done. We need, we're looking for funding from the, organization program, LWRP, from the Department of State, to finish the project. And finishing it will mean, final edits on the report, including recommendations. There'll be a couple of public meetings, presentations, about the plan and the implications for the town, including meetings especially for town boards of the 5 towns that are in the watershed. And a pilot project for testing the water quality and the stream condition along the entire length of the stream. Mainly those things.
okay.
We're working with Labella, the
okay.
consultant.
Any questions or comments from the board?
Yeah, of course, I support this project, and I also, I believe this was a action on our silver track too. It
Yes.
overlapped,
Yeah.
with, climate smart silver track. It was actually a question I had before about the other 2 grants, but this grant is actually from the same funding source as the grants that our town is applying for, through the same application, right? It's the,
LWRP, it's the Department of State. This is especially the local waterfront
Yeah.
revitalization.
yeah, so it says here, actually, it is a department, it's consolidated funding application. Through the Department of State Environmental Protection Fund, so that's also where we got the comprehensive planning grant money, but just so everyone understands. We're providing a letter of support for our competition, it's the same. This is something we've brought up before, but sometimes our grants compete with each other. And in this case, this town technically, it's not the same grant, but it's the same pool. It is the same pool of money. It's actually the same grant program.
Yes, except, I'm not sure they actually would be in direct competition to that.
Yeah,
Because there are certain allocations for replacing culverts and certain applications for wastewater treatment.
yeah,
And for various.
Yeah.
I
but
don't think that they're actually directly competing.
yeah, but no, we didn't confirm that, right? With the
No.
Department of State. So like in the future, when we have these grants, that's why it's important to review RFPs like in advance because like that actually in the initial review period for consolidated funding application grants, like that's the question period when you want to ask those questions to the Department of State, then that period closes and you can't ask any more questions. So anyway, timing is important, I think.
Timing is everything.
Yeah.
Any further comments? All in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Next up, we are going to be talking about the Revolutionary War Veterans Memorial Project by.
This is actually a very exciting project and probably something that most of us don't know about. With the exception of you and you, does anybody have any idea how many Revolutionary War soldiers are buried in Hillsdale?
72.
Don't.
No.
Does anybody? Well, there were 72. And my neighbor and dear friend, Jean Kiefer, has spent a very long time, or actually a lifetime, doing research, historical research, and especially about Hillsdale. And she got incredibly intrigued about the cemeteries. We have one right on our corner. And doing this research over the course of a year or year and a half, she actually found that the person who built and owned my house, who was a pacifist and was later banished from Hillsdale to Chatham, actually fought in the Revolution. There's kind of an irony. But Jean has worked with Lauren Letelier and Chris Atkins on the historical committee to kind of come up with a commemoration for these soldiers. And she would like to present the idea of a monument. Here is just a little bit of her research, and I did bring along copies of the books, which have raised a good deal of money, and hopefully will raise a good deal more money if you wanna.
Yeah, the amount is in the.
Pass those out, and there are approximately 50 more books that can be for sale, and we're gonna do something for the Hillsdale Arts Walk to help sell some of those books and to cover this. Anyway, Jean is willing to personally cover the cost of the plaque. And this is a rendering of the plaque. And she has gone to other towns and spoken to the various people who do what and found the best deals for what's going on. Okay. So she's seen, well, you've seen all 72 names would be listed there, and it would be erected on a small stone monument. The cost of the actual monument is more than the plaque, and the total cost we're looking at is somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 to $3,200, $1,000 of which Jean will personally cover as a donation. It seems that Joyce Le Pen has met with Lauren and Jean and said that the HECDC somehow does have enough funding to give them, that this is gonna cost the town absolutely
There's a
nothing.
secondary cemetery fund that can be used for the funder.
So I started asking a lot of questions today. The project also involves grave cleanings of the 24 that are still somewhat legible. I have an email into Lauren to ask, and I know she spoke to 2 companies who do this, and it's, you know, all environmentally non-toxic, and they would gather volunteers to go to the cemeteries and to to clean the graves, with certain solutions, which Lauren is going to give me, and I can forward to the entire board. And then in the cemeteries, and this is just this is not what they want to do, but near each grave in each cemetery, in each of the 7 cemeteries in town, to erect a plaque honoring those soldiers who died in that and are buried in that cemetery. It's a very nice project. The question that they're up to now is the location of this monument. And they had a few different thoughts, and the one that Jean, I'm not gonna pick a personal favorite, the one that she suggested would be right here in Tom Cardy Park. Right by the, opposite the obelisk. Her thought there was, again, 72 men fought, and 72 men were most likely farmers. And this park is dedicated to farmers, and she feels that that would be an appropriate location. There's a spot, by the diner opposite the church, but I don't know if it's gonna get me really much visibility, and, this can all go to whatever vote.
That belongs to the church, that corner piece.
Opposite the church, right, and I told you today, I knew that they were in charge of it, I know you can put
Yeah.
signs there, and there is a monument there.
Right.
But I think
You
that
would
this,
never walk by.
because, I thought it was a very thoughtful approach to take, that these men were farmers, they came here and they dug rocks. Many of them left not too many years later, but they did give their service and some of them their lives, and there is no town recognition for that.
You notice a lot of the last names are names of town roads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did, there's a Collins and it's very, was fascinated because Gina had done history on our personal house. And he said, well, no, Martin, he was a pacifist, and he did not fight, but in her research, she came at that the person who built my house actually fought in the revolution. It's kind of cool. So I'm not actually asking, I'm just presenting this, I'm not asking for permission about anything, and I don't know what the protocol is for designating where a monument could be placed.
Well, if it's town property, we would vote on that. There would be a proposal. You should know that we did vote to have a flagpole. I think
Yes.
Bill Sullivan, who
Yes.
liked to go.
It was
disappeared on
relocated
it.
from the spot that we chose originally.
Yeah, because it can be solar.
Correct.
So the light, that would obviously affect where this might, all that stuff, but if could certainly work with you in coming up with a proposal.
Yeah,
for
I mean, it'd
location.
be just on a piece of granite.
Yeah.
It does need a small concrete foundation, about 20 inches. I said I would ask if the highway department could get involved in possibly helping set that, to offset some of the $600 cost.
I think that
So
would,
that's basically what it's, it leans back on an angle.
Much bigger than that, the little thing.
No, it isn't. It all fits, this is the scale. This is the scale, so the actual stone is 20 inches by 16 inches, and this is scale, and it's all legible.
so we have 2 memorial parks, one is the vets.
Correct.
Which doesn't have the space for it,
Correct.
but the other one's Cullen Park, where there is a space for it between the cannon and the back of the.
Right, she actually I was just proposing her personal preference, it's her project,
This isn't a
and she's not
memorial.
here to speak for herself.
Yeah.
It's not a memorial.
Yeah, I think we're getting to that point there, we have 2 places where we already have things for veterans, why would we not put this amid with other?
I think it would be more visible and solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but not across from the church.
No.
No, right, across from the
Right,
church,
right from the Hillsdale.
Right.
Right.
She just felt that
Okay.
because this was dedicated to farmers, that it's.
So,
Yeah.
I'm more than willing to walk
Put it
around
out
with
there.
her or
Yeah.
talk with anybody and we
Yeah.
can formulate a proposal. And
Yeah,
come back.
the other question is, 4 of the cemeteries are maintained by the town and 3 are private, and I guess it's going to be, about what kinds of maintenance can be, performed. And then there was the issue that I posed today about the liability. and
Okay, we'll check with our insurance agent, but, it's a town, committee doing a
Right.
town event, so, Yeah, okay, so nothing to vote on tonight, but thank you for alerting us during our 250th of this
Yes, and these
initiative.
books are really, really wonderful and interesting, and
Yeah,
there's a QR code for anybody, and these copies are all for sale tonight. I'm not supposed to fundraise, but
okay, all right.
I'm done.
All right, thank you. Next up is a resolution to discontinue any further consideration of closing off Maple Street. Can I get a motion, please? Nico, can I get and Feld? As you know, as in the correspondence, there has been contact from a law firm. I did talk to our town engineer. On his advice, he said, you know, basically working and getting something done with DOT is a challenge, just financially and effort. If you add a litigation into that, it is just increases exponentially. I think we have other priorities, culverts and salt sheds and park, sidewalks. I think we have a lot going on. This was, something that, was investigated, but, you know, I don't feel the timing is right. Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
resolution, we had a resolution that said Mike should go and speak to someone about that.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
long time ago.
long time ago.
And
yeah.
then this resolution just reverses that and said,
It's-
Mike should stop talking.
Well, the reason we did that was like a trial balloon, so you float it and see if anybody shoots it down, like, we didn't wanna go for title reports and surveys and
Right, you
expense, it's like, let's
Discussion
just
first.
float it,
Yeah.
and maybe it'll fly and maybe it'll die. Yeah.
And even though this does not impose on this person's personal property.
Yeah, there's a very messy title thing that, again, I don't think it's worth us going down that rabbit hole, because it's, you know, we have other things to do.
Shame. It would look good.
One day, but not today.
Nothing's dead until.
Okay, so all in favor? Okay, unanimous, thank you. Okay, it's Hamlet Park, resolution to approve rebidding the band shell project, for solely the construction and concrete cost and eliminating
Hamlet Park,
Hamlet Park, that's what I said.
Roget Park.
Oh, Lord. I'm losing it, and eliminating the electrical and landscape work. Can I get a motion, please? Bell, can I get a second? Hernandez, Bart, would you like to speak to this?
Sure, yeah, we put out a proposal, press proposals for the entire project and the price, we had one bid and it was substantially higher than we expected the project would cost based on what Copay paid just like. Not quite, but it was a lot more. So we're now slimming it down to just the essential things to get the bench shell put in there. We don't have to do the road we're gonna do or the landscaping. So we're gonna see where this comes in at this time and hopefully.
I did, you know, reach out to several contractors and I think they were intimidated by the scale of the project, which is why we didn't get any local bids, which is, oh, we should try to go local. Also, you know, we can, I'm sure you'll talk about the plantings, we can do that. Or you have an excavator, and I can.
Yeah, I mean, that's a.
Sure, in a row.
there?
Not for Cynthia, part, that's.
Oh.
Next, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the icing on the cake. We need the cake first. And the cake
Yeah.
is getting the band shell kit is coming next month, so we have to prepare for having the person to erect it. So that's why we need.
What about the foundation?
Well, that also.
That's included in that, yeah.
Right, yes.
Is that the same person, the foundation and the
Yeah,
person
it
who
is.
constructed?
Well,
So then that's kind of
It
deal.
might be cheaper to find someone, two different people to do the
Yeah.
work.
That's what I was
That might
wondering.
happen. I mean, obviously, most people who assemble kits do not own cement trucks.
Right.
So that's.
Yeah.
They're probably farming it out.
But they probably do work with the cement company
Yeah,
that
they
they
could be
work
making
with,
something else.
Yeah.
so.
Double day.
Yeah, I had questions about this at the last meeting and I'm trying to recall exactly what was said, but so we had it was very expensive, this project. It was like surprisingly expensive. We only
The
received
one
one
bid,
bid, right?
The bid.
And that was for. Okay, and I had said, I had recommended that maybe we tried to stop the delivery of this before, or at least, look into if we
We
could
wanted to
stop
stop the
the,
payment for it.
stop the payment for it before we
I
understood.
did, I
how
did
much-
look into it and was already well into production, it could not have been canceled at that point, and we were obligated by our down payment to take it. So that's not an option. So now we're on the
And this is,
finding a more economically viable way to have it assembled and have the foundation for it.
it's part of our budget as a restricted fund, so, you know, this is, Rhinestone did donate all this money specifically
Yeah.
for this project, so.
$125,000.
So then the other question I had, now I remember, was I think this was now shipping and it was gonna be stored somewhere on town property until the.
Well, I think the option was put out there that if it needed to be stored with the,
All right, but we're hoping to, get, this out to bid and to.
Right.
Get that turned around as quickly as possible. You know, this is. I'm sure we've all done construction projects
There
where.
were lots of pieces.
As you,
Yeah.
so who said timing and everything?
moving
Yeah.
parts.
Somebody said that today, I can't remember.
Yeah, so the other, I was just looking at the, I guess it's an some kind of RFP, but, so it doesn't really include the scope of work or like the drawings of the.
Yeah, that was included last time, so I did, sorry, we just got this from CPL today, so this is the cover page of. And it'll be the exact same drawings that were included in the
Oh, okay.
public, yeah, minus, we're gonna cut out the electric drawing, obviously. and
Like
the
on the
bell,
drawing.
But it's the exact same. Everything from that point on is exactly the same.
Okay, is the idea that you're reducing the scope of work to make it cheaper?
Yes.
So we're not gonna have electric going
We
to it?
will, but we'll probably go to Rhinestone next year and say, you know,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
or somebody. Yeah, and, yeah, so all in favor? Unanimous, okay, great, again, Ravina, thank you, I know we're gonna have a busy 2 weeks. Next up, we wanna mention we're not going with Forsythia.
I think we should just say let.
No, but, yeah, because Forsythia is a problem, but, we're thinking Viburnum, Viburnum,
But that's,
yeah,
let's get the van show built.
Okay.
Planning next year.
okay, anyway, okay. Next up, Jamie, thank you for your meeting notes, would you like to make this resolution? Before the board?
There's, a resolution for the town of Hillsdale to co-sponsor Repair Cafe at Roanoke Jensen Library on October 3rd. This is part of our silver cut.
I'll make the motion for check, second. I will have my knives sharpened and, my radio fixed. And this will get us points towards.
Yeah, it's actually, I think now they're making this a requirement. I think it's once a year. We have to participate in this.
It's a great event, it really is.
Yes.
Never been, highly recommend it. All, any further discussion, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you. The level 3 charger.
Yeah, so, I think I had raised this question at a past meeting, but, there was a scope of work included for the town engineer regarding the, level 3 charger RFP that was, I guess, dropped. And yeah, what I thought to consider is that they didn't actually execute on that project, so perhaps there's a way to review that scope of work and.
Well, it wasn't the scope of work, I think it was the placement in the park, but I will, yeah, let me, yeah.
There was additional work contracted after.
Yes, about the other, okay,
So
I will
think
follow
they
up.
didn't do that because I think, to be honest, the work that was done didn't align with what we needed for this
Okay.
RFP process, so.
Okay,
I don't know I wasn't, yeah, I wasn't on the correspondence with them, so I don't know what they did and what they didn't do, what they were told to do. I don't know, but it's just maybe there's something we can try
Okay.
back for.
Okay. And any word on the reinstating of funding?
No, I'll have to
I
look
mean,
through.
I'm
it.
not. I'm not-
Yeah,
you just
actually,
say yes.
I feel like I'm one of the few people actually following it, but
Yeah,
you have to read through the legal documents submitted as part of
Right.
this process, so it does take some time, but I will update the board in the next few days.
I would be totally shocked. I was just curious as to if
Yeah.
there's anything in the wind.
Yeah,
And
but I
it's
think,
New York State.
you know, part of the reason why I brought this up to the board is because I think that we should prepare, and we discussed this as
Yeah.
well. I mean, I think in the meantime, we should at least prepare a draft RFP just to be ready,
Right.
because it is pretty technical.
Right.
And, yeah, we just
Okay.
want to make sure that it's clear that the board understands the constraints, and also the requirements,
Right.
that weren't included in the last RFP.
Hey, just an FYI.
Or non-art, we didn't have an RFP.
Okay. I did talk to Supervisor Simmons. They are still down. He was looking at leasing them out for a while. But hopefully that'll all be rectified by the time we're ready to go also.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
know.
there's also, in the meantime, there have been other fast chargers built. So we were going to be one, I think, the first municipality in the county, but now we're not going to be. And now there's, I think, maybe 3, 4 fast charger ports at Taconic Diner, which is now, or West Taconic Diner, which is now Dove's
Yeah.
Diner. So they installed them as part of a commercial program, and that's our competition. So if people can charge at Dove's in West Taconic, it means that they might not charge
Yeah, I
in
mean, the
Hillsdale.
bigger discussion we had very briefly is that, is this even a business town should be in? We don't own a gas station. Why do we own a charging station?
I think it's an opportunity. If someone, it's.
But not to be losing money, like.
Well,
Do you know-
you'd have to guard against that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's worth discussing and,
Yeah.
people go up and down 22 or they go up to Taconic, so maybe we'll get the 22, sometimes. it's
Yeah, I
22.
mean, we were recognized, our location was recognized before I was even scoping this grant. Our main area was, or our town-owned area was, prioritized in mapping.
By the state or by whom?
Actually by the county, and I think a consultant to the county, saying that, hey, if you look at the entire county, this is an ideal
Yeah,
location.
makes sense. It's the.
Crossroads.
Yeah.
Right, but we have to do a feasibility study to understand what the competition is, again, like,
And they track the number of EV cars that
Yeah.
drive through this area to get a number on.
I mean, there is data for this, so.
Okay, all right, should be
There's-
continued. I
there's
know it's a
ways of
big
looking
go. Next up is Tom Cardy Highway Garage Solar
Well,
Project.
it's the grant, the understory regional.
Oh, understory, I'm sorry, I skipped that, yes.
Yeah, so this is a new grant we came across, and it's due in November, which is kind of good timing for some of us to complete it. Yeah, it's the CSC didn't meet as a group. There were only 2 members that met, so we didn't want to propose any specific project to the board, but if board members want to review it and they have an idea or some input for a project,
Can you give me just like a example of like a couple projects that I liked?
Yeah.
I read it, but I couldn't really.
Yeah. It's very broad.
Yeah.
That is why I definitely want to join the webinar.
Okay.
To be able to ask questions
Right.
about the grant specifically.
I mean,
I also don't know, I think it's a new grant, so there might not be any history for us to look into.
well, if it's broad, that
Yeah,
opens up possibilities,
but
right?
if I know like the climate smart rhetoric, what we should probably focus on is clean energy infrastructure, but in the context of reducing greenhouse gas emissions in our community. So
So,
we are perfectly set up for this because we just completed the greenhouse gas emissions inventory. And so that will be reviewed by the board next week. So we'll be able to actually say like what activities can reduce our.
when you say we and review by the board, but who's we and which board? Sorry.
You're this board.
Yeah, but next week?
No.
Oh, next month. Okay, that's what, that was confusing me. Okay, great. Okay, good.
Yeah, so the county did an emissions inventory, so it's a top down, but we reviewed it on a town level. And now we'll have a greenhouse gas emissions inventory report. And we'll be able to assess what things we can do to actually effectively reduce our footprint.
Great.
At the same time, to additional energy audits for more of the building. So anyway, I think
Okay.
that is probably our best approach.
Sounds good. Now it's Tom Cardy's highway solar project estimate.
Sorry, there's a lot here.
No, hey,
Yeah, so last year, the end of last year, we received we actually went out to bid for highway garage solar project. It was very poor timing. The scope of work was too small for probably for the bidders. The project didn't make sense at the time. But at that time, the board authorized me to follow up with a few installers to see that if the scope of work could be expanded to cover more of the highway garage. So basically we started with one line of solar panels, or actually a half line of solar panels across the roof of the highway, which didn't really make sense. This was a grant I inherited. And then this estimate is from the installer, the previous installer at the highway garage. And they give us a number. So they give us a number for an estimate that we might be able to discuss funding.
okay,
So we have, sorry, does anyone have it open?
I
Do you know
do.
the number in front of you?
Estimated savings or what number are you looking for? I'm
No,
sorry.
the total cost.
Total cost is, it should be near the front, right?
No, it's.
Way at the bottom.
total cost
Yes.
Without
ahead.
rebates is 45,000.
Yeah, and cost after rebates is
30.
around
And
30,000.
my question would be, do all these rebates exist, considering what the Trump administration has done to green energy?
Yeah, so this is the same question that came up last year. So in this process, the installers are responsible for the rebates. We don't do that.
No, not asking that,
Yeah.
but maybe the rebates don't exist for federal
Well,
rebates.
Right, but it's part of the RFP process. So when they respond, they'll give us a document like this and they will be held to those rebates.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's what these programs do. They put the responsibility on the installers.
Okay,
So we, against this 30K, we have $10,000 that expires at the end of this year.
right. We have,
Right, and then we could possibly use other designation grants maybe for this project. But we would have to review that with NYSERDA.
there's the 5K for the trees and 5Ks for the landscaping.
Yeah.
You could possibly, so that gets us to 20,
Yeah.
we had budgeted 5K in our 2026 budget. And then we can discuss using contingency or finding other funding.
Yeah,
Other grant.
I mean, I would also say if the town is willing to fund any project, they should be willing to fund this because this offsets the cost of electricity. And it doesn't just offset the cost of electricity on the highway garage, it's all of the town's use.
Right.
Is that what this chart represents, the estimated savings? Is that the entire town, an estimated usage breakdown, or is that just the highway department?
I would have to look at this
Yeah.
in detail.
Yeah, we'll get a a new proposal, and we'll go over this in detail, obviously,
Yeah,
so.
but I think what we need to do now is we need to set up a new RFP. If the town board is interested in this project, we should set up a new draft RFP. I think based on this larger scope of more panels on the roof.
Could you want to put this in a resolution form and make a motion next time? Okay, okay.
But what we might, tell me if I'm wrong, what we might need to resolve tonight is that the 10K grant
Right,
for this project was redesignated by the board.
right, and we redesignated it back.
It was redesignated to electric landscaping equipment, which I don't think we found enough spend to cover the
Right.
whole 10K. So we need to actually redesignate this back to highway solar, and then I can pursue
So
another draft.
motion to redesignate the original solar grant back to solar. Is that
Yes, the 10K CEC NYSERDA grant.
10K CEC NYSERDA grant to be redesignated back to potential solar project to solar, just say solar. Can I get it? I'll put that motion forward, and Feld is seconding it. I would be, curious to see what we're looking at here, so I think it's,
Second.
Feld.
You're reporting me down as well.
Marcy Feld. Yeah.
Vote.
Any further discussion, all in favor? Okay, all right,
It covers the next section.
yes,
So the electric landscaping equipment grant was not in compliance, and now it officially is back in
Great.
compliance.
excellent. Next up is Charge Point. We have actually some good news here. The first off, if you did review the financials, we're halfway through the year, but the revenue so far has only been 25% because, Ravina, why don't you take it from here?
Okay. So one of the ports doesn't work and hasn't worked since the beginning of the year. So I called them up and they wanted the break, it keeps tripping the breaker. So I called them up and sent them various photographs of the unit and the plug and everything. And they came back and said they're going to replace the plug. But I also found out, because I seem to remember Tom and I discussing this when we got the charger, that it's fully covered by Charge Point for replacement value. So if something happens to it, they'll replace it for free.
Yeah.
Just wonderful. So anyway, first thing they'll replace the plug, and then as the actual base itself is more than 11 years old, they'll probably replace it in the next couple of years
Okay,
with a newer model, if they don't produce that one anymore.
great.
You're welcome for noticing it.
Thank you, Emily. Yeah, no, yeah, so that's the reason we're down in the revenue line. Not, it's not a make or break
Yeah,
revenue
but,
line, luckily, but
In 24, that whatever, I didn't bring that again, but that report that I did is absolutely exactly what Bob Patterson had in his report.
Hmm.
The income and the outcome.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Uh,
So I just, because I requested this information for some time now, and then I asked to re-review it at this meeting. But a few questions, it says the kilowatt rate on the charge point line, it doesn't, so the kilowatts and the kilowatt rate is missing from.
what, I didn't bring it up.
yeah.
So this reports
Yeah, so what's that?
the charge point revenue,
I need documents.
Yeah.
One step.
but it doesn't. I mean, ideally, we should be able to work backwards to a rate, but I just.
Yeah.
What
are you talking about then? Where are you?
I think
2026.
What about?
there's no,
Yes, well, because it didn't happen, right? So Charge Point sent us a rate thing in January. Which was, oh, they sent us revenue in January, they sent us, NICEAG, we got a NICEAG bill. And ChargePoint sent us revenue again in February.
Right,
And
so
then they didn't send us any revenue at all until the beginning of the following year, which was that $1,502.48, which was for the entire of that year.
right, so my question is, where do you get these numbers? You get these from
ChargePoint, and I
the
double checked them.
checks, the receipts?
The receipts, they send us a monthly statement. And, so I get a monthly statement from ChargePoint. And, which goes directly to Bob Patterson to the account. And then I check it again on NICEAG to figure out what exactly the cost of the kilowatt is. They estimate 12 cents and they've been perfectly accurate so far.
Okay,
And
so-
I upped it in the last year to 15 because I thought it was gonna shift and it really hasn't, so I didn't take that back down to 12.
wait, okay, so the first thing is that town board members usually do not review revenue receipts. We review claims and disbursements, right? And, but in this case, I asked for this information for a really long time and we,
Got it now, so.
right?
Done about it.
And one of the reasons I asked for it is because, one, I've never seen the actual reporting. So like, this is a report that you created, but I've never seen these receipts from ChargePoint. And, you know, myself and others working with
I don't
CC.
see the receipts either. I see a summary that they send me every month. I don't see a receipt. Bob Patterson.
Right there in the
sends a receipt.
abstract, right?
Okay, well,
Okay.
I'd just like to see all of these receipts.
They're actually on the monthly. They're on the monthly statements.
Isn't it in the abstract?
Well, they're not in the abstract as income.
Oh,
They're here as part of the income under sale of electric
Yeah,
power.
Yeah, but you
that
want
I
to see the
review.
actual-
I wanna see that, the actual statements.
Okay.
Because think about it, one of the big problems right now, why this is being reviewed is because by the. Now I'm gonna forget the name of the agency,
Well, level 2 charges isn't being reviewed. Level 3 charges they're reviewing. Level 2 charges they're now.
No,
But if you want to put in, if you could just put that,
I'm gonna ask, this is like a formal request.
Yeah.
I would like to see the ChargePoint receipts for these dates.
Great.
Specifically from ChargePoint.
could you put that in writing and I'll forward it to Patterson?
Sure,
And, cause it sounds like Bob has them and we
Yeah,
I
don't.
have the receipts.
Yeah, so, and
Yeah.
I'll,
and the other thing
Sure.
is, so it looks like you have said the rate change. What do you mean by that? Or you changed the rate? What does that mean?
They say that the electricity costs us 12 cents. The
oh,
electricity a kilowatt.
this is
Yeah.
nice,
This is
not
nice.
ChargePoint.
No, this is
No,
ChargePoint.
I'm sorry.
ChargePoint says it's 12 cents. And they also give us how many emissions we've stopped and all the rest of that thing and how many trees we've saved. The other thing I do is I go back to NICEAG and figure out the entire kilowatts because it includes this building.
We can't break it out.
And we can break it up because they say how many kilowatts we use to charge for.
Oh, okay.
So.
So you take that and
I take
divide
the
it.
Thing, divide it, and it came out to more
Was
than.
town hall-
So this is a nice increase.
What?
Are we smart metered?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
This is a nice the cost of electricity has
That is
gone
not
up.
separate,
Right.
it's in a panel downstairs.
Right, because it's on the NICEAG line here.
Right, so what Rabina is trying to figure out, how much has the cost of electricity gone up per kilowatt by doing the division? And so she upped the multiplication here, it needs to be by 0.12 and now it's by 15 cents, accounting for the increased the,
Yeah.
what is that?
But really, all of this, we don't need. We just need the reports.
Okay, great.
From ChargePoint.
Great, just put, I
And
will,
we need
if Bob has
we
them,
need the raw
Okay.
information.
I get.
She doesn't get the receipt that I,
Right.
what I
And
pay.
you don't need to post it publicly, I'm
No.
asking as a town.
No,
board.
Great.
I get
Good.
is a monthly statement that says exactly what that says. Here's the kilowatts, here's how much it charges, here's.
I'm asking you to put it in writing so I know exactly what I'm asking
Yeah,
Bob
yeah.
for. So, but I'll be happy to do that.
Sure.
Okay, Roseanne Park, Mr. Hernandez.
Not much to report. Just the camp started, everything's going smoothly, the water testing's continuing, there's no issues. Yeah, we're looking at developing a needs assessment, so we know exactly how much the park needs in order to maintain the buildings. Emily, anything else?
The roofing work started, that was.
Hasn't started, it's within the month.
Yes,
Yeah, we gave him a payment.
The Jews, apparently there was an erratic driver yesterday, but there was nothing anybody could do because nobody got a plate. I called, see what it was about, it didn't seem like it was anything anybody could do, but it was noted to me.
It's just, yeah, so I mean, it's kind of like routine stuff, the water heater went out, I mean, you know, it's all just kind of like, yeah,
Okay.
the usual stuff.
All right, thank you. I'm realizing I skipped over sewer. And I just want the town board to know that the pumping of the plant will happen on
28th.
the 28th. This will get us on a level playing field with our new absorption beds and getting it all cleaned out.
And the control panel's been reset.
Oh, yes.
So
And then-
now all 7 pods work.
All 7 are working on all cylinders and they're dosing correctly. So those are some major improvements for long-term sustainability, as long as we can get it in the sewer. Okay, next up is a resolution to move the August 2026 meeting from the 18th to the 25th at 7 p.m. I get a motion, please. And sorry, Hernandez and Feld. I know some of us, the clerk, can't be here. And I actually have a wedding party that night before, so. Don't ask. So. All in favor? Unanimous. Okay, thank you for being flexible. Any other business before the town? We don't,
No,
Says when you might.
yeah, sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
no.
I didn't hear I didn't hear
You
a
didn't
grant
do what?
resolution for the culverts. Did I miss something?
Oh, thank you.
Of the letter and the resolution. And we sent a draft, Sally Baker sent a draft to you.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, let me bring this up. I apologize.
Yes.
Oh, no, is this the Philmont? No, this is not.
Yeah.
No, for the QUIP or the Q, whatever, the WQIP grant.
Yeah, they asked for a letter of support. Did we actually, which we passed the resolution to send a letter of support, is here? I'm sorry. Okay, bring me up to speed, sorry.
Okay, so. The board tonight agreed to support the Philmont's,
Yeah.
Right,
application.
okay,
I think for Philmont's application, they actually need a resolution. And Sally Baker did send you a draft resolution.
Oh, because we're the collaborating town, because normally only the town would need the actual resolution. We could just send a
oh
letter,
gosh.
right?
Okay, so,
Ah.
yeah, I see what happened here, there were 2. Attachments and one, I don't think loaded properly, let me see it, template for. Okay, so, the letter of support, that's in the public record.
I can probably find. this
Here it
resolution.
is, okay,
I could use,
no.
I could give you the language from the CFA.
Yeah,
Our CFA resolution, just fill in the words and we could read it.
sure, the only other,
So this is number 13, it should have been hyperlinked from that resolution.
yeah, click here to, I have an interim report. She attached an interim report, but I don't see a resolution here. So if you have it, can you read it into the?
Have it, I have an old resolutions for CFA application.
This is specific.
Sorry.
No,
Put this together.
no, I know, but we could it's the same, we could just fill in the words, is what I mean.
Whatever you have to do to get it done, I'd be
Yeah,
more than willing to do.
you can pull it up, right?
Yeah, I apologize. There's
No,
two. I have a template for the letter and then I have.
the letter.
Folder was deleted from the.
Well, why can't you pass a resolution that's, what's the resolution have to say, Gretchen?
That the town supports the Philmont's application for LWRP funding. I can send you some better language, but in fact, the letter
Which is different to the CFA funding.
it is part of CFA.
Because the resolution that was passed was the Village of Philmont's application to New York State to consolidated funding application.
The town wishes every success for the application to the Department of State with the additional technical and finance assistance of the CSA LWRP grant program.
Well, maybe that's all you need.
Yeah, because those,
Actually finding the resolution.
those CFA, I have the one from the other CFA application that we had, but the problem is that I believe on those resolutions, you need to name the estimate and the match, because in your application, they're gonna make you fill out a budget form, and you have to list what the estimate is and what the match is and what the board is approving.
What is the due date on this?
It's the 31st.
31st, okay.
So I am not finding a resolution.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's, kind of letter or.
I have the letter here and I have the interim report. I don't have a resolution,
Yeah.
so, that gives us 10 days. I would be willing to have a quorum if necessary, at a mutually convenient time to have a 5-minute meeting to do this. Apologize if but I really, yeah, we don't have anything.
I can be available this week, but not
Okay.
next week, if
Okay.
that's helpful at all.
All right, well, I think we can get 3 people,
Not this week.
not this week.
Not for me. Okay.
Okay,
You know, looking at the letter from Brian Johnson, the Philmont mayor.
yeah, right,
And he's just asking for the letter.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
So that might be sufficient.
okay. If it's not, we need 2 days notice, so, we just need 2 days notice, so the absolute drop dead date would be the 29th. If they need,
Yes,
you better,
he's-
I'm sure he needs it before then. Okay, so let us know what we need to do. And we'll get a quorum together and do it.
And Mike, sorry.
Yeah.
I also I didn't hear, I heard the grant resolution for the salt shed, but not one for the culverts.
Right after it.
Right after it? Okay.
You have that in your notes
Right
as
after.
being voted? on?
Yeah, it was voted.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
it was
being-
voted on. Thanks, sir.
So I think in this case, then I'll go on the creek
Yeah, right,
application, we're just providing a letter, which we gave you signatory
Yes.
authority for that.
okay,
But like the other 2 grants, we're going to need formal resolutions for those 2 grants
Yeah.
for sure. So I guess we have that, I don't know.
Which other 2 grants?
the West End Bridge and the culverts, or?
Well, I mean,
salt
no,
shed.
the salt
salt
shed
shed,
and the Fort Colbert.
Yeah,
grant.
we've got the resolutions.
We,
We just
Okay.
did the
But
resolutions.
if
You
there-
just voted on it.
again, if we need something more formal, we will get a quorum and get it done.
Yeah,
Why do you need?
in the past,
It
it's.
depends on the
It's,
application.
in the
There's
C of A, it's like a formal,
It's a formal
Yeah.
template,
and you
okay,
need to, there's certain, in the past, they have said that you need to include both of these numbers.
Okay.
so.
all right, we will make it happen. And next year, I'm gonna put a big star over July 31st and spotlight on it and start in January, so, you know. And why don't they move some of these off of July 31st? Like, why do they all have to be on July? Anyway,
No, but they're only released in mid-May or
Yeah.
Yeah.
mid-May too, so that's
So-
the hardest part.
yeah, I love New York State. Motion to adjourn. Hernandez and, Ron and Nordstrom, all in favor? Okay, well, thank you for a very productive meeting and thank you all, for coming.